Welcome to Conversations. I'm your host, Anthony E. Thompson II. Today we have an exciting guest today. He's a good friend. I've known him for so many years. He actually looked out for me when I was just a kid, a young guy. Ooh. And today we have Verzell Page. He is like one of the GOATs in the state of Michigan, the city of Detroit, and really throughout the country. He is a real estate, I call him a real estate mogul because the man has done it all. So welcome, Verzell Page.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate the invite. I appreciate the opportunity to share.
Absolutely. So I'm going to tell people before you get into it how much I appreciate you, man, because I remember when I first met you and approached you, I was at Michigan State University, and I was taking a liking to real estate. I watched my grandparents do real estate and help them fix up homes, and I had such an interest in it. I was like, hey, man, how do I start getting into properties and start asking you all these questions? And you was like, man, ain't nothing but to do it. And then you took me around. You started showing me stuff. You showed me contracts and how the game work. I ain't know nothing about no titles and getting clear titles, and you showed me all that. And to be a guy in college and, buy two properties in my old neighborhood off Joy Road, Exit 9, that was a big deal to me. And I just want to say thank you, sir, because you didn't have to do it. You could have ripped me off. I would have known no better. And I appreciate you.
No, man, just that's been our goal and mission, to help people.
Yeah.
This is a job where you get rewarded, a lot of different ways. Obviously, you earn your income, you make a living, but you get an opportunity to make friends, make long-lasting relationships.
Oh, yeah.
And who could ever thought that you could get paid and make long-lasting relationships?
Yeah.
Because I think we met 2004, 2005?
It was like, it was 2002.
Oh,
yeah, it was 2002.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was 2002.
Yeah. That was a world ago.
Yeah. So, what I want you to do is tell the people today, how did you get into the real estate game and, give us some of your background information. I mean, before even Keller Williams.
Long before. Well, it started out as an opportunity. Me and my wife, we were looking at investing in properties ourselves. We started out there, and then she actually had an epiphany. Her friend was our real estate agent. Her friend was like, maybe you should get a real estate license, and she just took that and ran with it. Because you figure now, in addition to having money to spend on this stuff, we got the plug.
Yeah.
Because when you are in the industry officially, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the rules.
And you was the plug for me. You still the plug.
So that's what really got us to that next level. Starting out, maybe buying a house and putting it together and flipping it to, the industry itself. And that's where it all went. It went to the entire industry. So fast forward 20-something years later, having helped, thousands of people.
Hundreds of thousands.
And you can say that now because with the addition of the media, back then you had television and radio, and now you have social media. So literally you're right, because now I'm seeing traction through social media. People are actually, you got followers and people that clicking in and asking questions, strangers from around the world, like you said.
I mean, because not only just, I saw you teaching and doing classes.
Oh, yeah.
But what I want to know, what was the first piece of property you got? How much did it cost you? Did you flip it to make some money? Let me think back.
That's a good one. I think it might have been, I assumed a mortgage. Someone was a lady, she had a property, and she was tired of paying for it, and she just wanted out of it. So we assumed the mortgage, meaning that we called up her mortgage company and said, hey, can we take that over? That's the short version. Can we take over the mortgage?
Was it like a short sale?
No, actually, you can assume somebody else's mortgage. You bought a house, you got a loan on it through whatever bank that you're using, and you want out. Then someone else can actually tap in, and as long as they fall within the bank's guidelines for lending, they can just take over where you left off.
Got you. So she ain't made no money on that deal.
I think we gave her a few dollars. You know,
Yeah.
she really just wanted out more than anything.
Gotcha,
She didn't want
gotcha.
money. She just wanted to remove herself from being a landlord, having that mortgage to pay every
That
month,
liability.
the liability. She was like, you know, a senior. You know, she wanted to just retire and chill. So she just wanted out of the responsibility. So we helped her out, literally.
So we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But like today's market today, where do you see real estate at right now?
I mean, if you just look back over the last lifetime, okay, it's always been, it's always gonna be. And I'm referencing the market. It's always gonna be a need for people need a place to do business, need a studio, right? They're gonna always need a place to live. They're always gonna need a place to put a hospital. There's gonna always be an industrial place. That's all real estate. The earth
Is real estate.
is real estate. It's nobody, God ain't making no more.
That's a fact.
So the value started. Let's go back to ancient times. The wars were over what territory?
Correct. Correct.
So we're not even
So,
gonna get into the talk about the U.S.
So what's like right now? Is it a seller's market, buyer's market? What market is it?
That's area by area, location by location.
Okay.
What does it cost to be here versus there? Right. So, nationally, people look at that whole, is it a buyer market, a seller market, depending on where you at. Are you someplace people desire to be at? Then your market is gonna be a seller's market because everybody want to be there. Right.
So it doesn't go by. Most people think it goes by the interest rates majority and then the price of the market in that area right then. So you're saying it's more than that?
It's a lot more than that. It's basically when I first got into the industry, my whole thing, and we talking 20-something years ago, when I was trying to get my first home, right? I was talking about interest rates back then. It's like I was asking my loan guy, I was like, so what's gonna be my interest rate?
16%.
Well, for me back then the average was about 7.5.
Oh, okay.
So if you got a 7.5,
I know a lady from the 80s said hers was like 16%.
Yeah, I'm like 90s.
Okay, I got you.
So in the 90s, it was like 7.5 was like the new good thing. So I was happy to get that. And then we fast forward, it stayed at in that world for a long time. And so during the COVID period, the interest rates dropped at 1 or 2%, right? That was to stimulate the market. We're not gonna probably ever see that again unless there's a need to stimulate the market again.
Just to get people to buy.
Exactly.
And then a lot of people I was hearing was still in bad mortgages with a low percent. There's a lot of buyer's remorse because they were like waiving inspections, waiving everything.
Well, again, because of that high demand, now that the interest rates are low, everybody jumped on the bandwagon and take advantage. Good idea. A lot of the sellers, because all of a sudden now that they can, there was competition for their properties. Obviously, they raised their prices up, and a lot of people waived a lot of the things that their rights, so to speak. And like you said, they didn't get inspections. Some people were buying blind.
I know.
They just liked the way the outside looked and made an offer.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that, in my profession, I trained real estate agents to at least make sure that your people are covered. Don't let them waive everything. Get a look at it. Get an inspector to take a look at it before you buy a pile of bricks.
What do you think about today where they make real estate look so sexy? It's on TV. You got the $1 million listing. I love that show, though. $1 million listings and all that. Like, what do you think about those shows? Like, are they showing the real estate markets? Are they showing really how it goes? Or is it just what?
Fugazi. Look, it'll take my wife to talk about that side of it because literally it looks so glamorous. And people are attracted to it because it looks like, wow, I just opened up some doors and made $20,000. There's way more work, liability, and responsibility to even attract somebody to trust you enough to want you to open doors for them, write a contract out, negotiate the contract on their best behalf, or represent the sale of their property. That takes some skills, some knowledge. It's not just opening doors looking pretty.
Okay.
It does require.
So do y'all do some of the stuff they do on TV? Like you be seeing them doing the parties, you see them doing like the creative sale tactics where they have models walking through the homes. Y'all, that's just not real life in the real estate market. What's going on?
It's real life at a certain price range.
Got you.
When you in that on that luxury side or that higher end side, yeah.
Okay.
But when you are, regular, I'm a regular guy. But when you are in, some things aren't required, and especially, in an area where it's high demand. If you're in a high demand area, right? We just talked about that. Yeah. They don't take all that.
Okay.
But when you are in a overpriced scenario, in an area that's, mid-grade or for whatever the price range is, and it's like, okay, you got to do some extra to get it done, then, okay, you got to do extra to put that one out there. Okay. But reality is, if you are selling a property that is sellable, priced properly, is in a good condition, in a fashionable condition, whatever the trending look and styles of real estate are now, it's out of here.
Okay. So what's the best part? Well, I say within the markets, like if you go from commercial real estate, residential, or, what is the better thing to go into? Like, if you're going to sell, or if you're going to be, I don't want to say a developer because that's different. Yeah, if you're going to sell real estate or get into the industry, like, should you go in first residential for a while, then switch over to commercial, or how does it work?
Well, commercial is a slightly different expertise.
Okay.
Residential is more, it's a lot more emotions tied to somebody buying a home. When you're dealing on the commercial side, it's about the numbers. Does this property fit the idea, the goal, the dream of that business person? Does the numbers add up? And is it going to work for whatever they want to put a hospital there? Okay, does this fit the model for that? That's a different purchase than someone, I just want my home, my life, my family. I want to raise my children. That's different. So it's a totally different realm. Commercial, a lot more expertise, a lot more. It actually even costs more to be on the commercial side as a real estate agent. A lot more.
What made you stay in Detroit to do real estate? Because people everywhere. Okay, and you've done deals in different places. Yeah. So what made you stay in Detroit to do real estate?
We invested so much. Well, going back, you figure this is where you grew up, so you know people. And then my previous occupation, I think I had 10,000. Back then, it would have been like 10,000 social media followers. That's what you would have called it, 25 years ago. But literally, I had a wide network. And having that wide network, it's like, that's ongoing. Yeah. That never goes away, right here. And the reason, like you said, we were able to do business in other places because some of those people moved and wanted to still do business. So that wide network, comfort, you can reach me, I can reach you. Yeah. We can get some things done, and just having long-standing relationships right here. And now you can do business globally with your phone.
So what's the name of your business now, today?
Today we are Front Page Properties.
Who's the CEO of Front Page Properties?
The CEO is my wife. Who's sitting over there. Get her in here next. I'm the quiet guy in the back now. And that's cool. Yeah. We've been working together, I want to say, since 1985.
But who's the CEO at home?
Look, she let me think I am, and I'm cool with that.
Spoken from a man that's been married how many years?
We've been married 34 years as of May the 20th, okay? So, That's a different conversation.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm the CEO at my house, and I'm the CEO at AT Network. Period.
Got you. Okay. Look. I'm not even gonna touch that one.
I'm messing with you.
I'm not even gonna touch that one. Because obviously other people gonna be looking at this, but being real about it.
Yeah.
As the man of the house, and we title ourselves and all those things. But at the end of the day, we walking hand in hand. We walking together.
Exactly. We all. That's how we do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't have a baby without her.
Yeah. She can't have it without you either.
Right. So
because you carry the seed.
There's a give and a take, a push and a pull.
That's a fact.
And when you walk in, when you I don't even want to say you had the same goals, but the main goal is being together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you actually have that part worked out,
but you two work so well together. I really tip my hat to you, bro. Everybody, and then it's okay. Like, people think because you're married that you're supposed to be in business together, and that don't always work.
It doesn't. Like I said, your goals don't have to be the same. It's just that you walking together.
Yep.
Whatever you doing, if you can do it together, do it together.
Yeah.
If you can, do it. You're gonna be happy. But if that may take some baby steps.
Yeah.
Because you have to learn how each other move. It's like you play sports, so you on the field, right?
Yeah.
And you know how the other teammates move.
Yeah.
That took a minute.
That
you ain't just walking to the field right there, right?
That's true. That's true. And you sometimes have to play with people you ain't even like.
Yep.
You can't always pick your teammates. You can pick your wife. Well, no, you can't, because God tell you who your wife is. That's my belief. So, hey.
But either way, you walking into it together, and then if you can have an idea, business, right? If you can have an idea that you can grow together, all the better.
Yeah.
Because then, that takes you into generational business, working together. We call it generational wealth, whatever it is, that takes you generations down.
And wealth is more than just money.
Oh my God.
Health,
wealth,
knowledge, wisdom, all that. Peace and joy. All of that.
Oh man. Let me tell you about peace and joy. So for about 10, 15 years, we worked real, real hard together. Like you said, you get to know each other, you're working together. Don't forget to do this, though, because you still younger in this, right? Mm-hmm. Look up and have you some fun along the way.
Oh, yeah. My wife is fun anyway.
Cool way. Look up, because we planned a lot of events and parties and stuff. You came to some of them.
Yeah, they fun.
Look back, we didn't even have fun because we had our heads so deep in the sand.
Wow.
We didn't get to look up.
We had fun for y'all.
Thank you. At least somebody did. So now that I'm a little bit more, I want to say wiser now, I know to stop, look up. We talk about it all the time. Let's stop and have some fun. Let's go do some traveling. Whatever you can afford to do.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. I don't care if it's a picnic in your living room, or just going to sit on some stairs in another neighborhood, whatever.
One of my relatives said that they used to have WWF night. Go WWW, the wrestling night in their living room with the family.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever it is, stop, have you some fun along the way. If you can afford to do what you can do, do it. Because at the end of the day, life not going to stop because you're not here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to keep moving. So, enjoy yourself.
And I'm a person that love to laugh and have fun. And I'm just like, every day, I need to have some joy and be laughing about something. Every day.
Yep, every day.
And I'm thankful. It's about having gratitude, and I'm thankful to the Lord daily.
Yep.
And what is the worst deal that you ever did? Like,
I'm gonna tell you something.
I'm talking about a suicidal almost deal. Like, oh my God.
I get them all the time, and they're the ones I can't help on.
Okay.
We have associates or friends or people that know us, but the worst thing that they do is call you at the last minute when the bailiff pulling up. Like typically this is a redemption state. You have 6 months after they have a sheriff sale on your home to figure out something. Don't call me on 5 months and the 30th day. They literally call like then, like this Detroit. I can't help you then.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, we have to bite our pride
Mm-hmm.
and talk to a pro.
Mm-hmm.
We may even have look. You go have to pay a pro
Yeah.
to get them to drop what they're doing to find a way to help you. And a lot of times bail you out. The biggest thing about that the foreclosure period that we had across the country
Mm-hmm.
is so many people just didn't reach out for help.
Mm.
You didn't have to have, I want to say, maybe 20% of them,
Mm-hmm.
maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say more. I'm up to over half, right? If they had just reached out to a pro
Yeah.
who could get them a lifeline some kind of way, or what gets me is people that actually lost their home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it might have been $100,000-$200,000 worth of equity in it.
Mm.
So they walked away from their home, or had their home taken from them for free.
Mm. So if it's a situation like that, you can call Verzell, you can call me, and what you can do is you can walk away from your home. Just let us know, so we'll grab it and we'll take the money out of it and let you stay there for about.
That too. A lot
Facts,
of people could have done
I would
that.
do that.
People can do that, but like I said, I've seen people literally lose $1 million home.
Yeah.
Over a couple of $100,000.
Yeah.
So we going, wait a minute, you calling me on 5-month, 29th day, 30th day. Can't nobody help you by tomorrow with such a big, you can't stay in it because nobody going to lend you that kind of money right on a day's notice. But literally, if you had called me 6 months ago, you'd have probably been able to walk away with $800,000.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of money.
And have it out your name.
Be done.
Be done.
Be done with it. So, people going into foreclosure headed that way, talk to a pro.
Yeah.
Conversation is free. Advice, I want to say most of the time, is free.
But a lot of time, pride.
Yep.
Pride.
Go up before the fall, right?
Man, and then one thing about being an entrepreneur is, like, I always tell this, especially the young people when I go out and speak, you gonna fail. You gonna take some losses. You gonna get, some bad deals. You gonna take some lumps in the head. It's going to happen. It's about how you walk through it and recover. Get back up. Get back in the fight.
Yep.
That's all I tell them. Get back up. Figure it out. What did you do wrong? Be strategic. Get back in the fight.
Yeah.
Nobody that has become successful, nobody that's become a millionaire, billionaire, has went through smoothly and not taken L's. I don't know one.
Man, everybody looking for that lotto ticket blessing. Okay, it don't work like that. That works for the guy who hit.
Mm-hmm. And they go broke all the time.
They go right because they don't know how to keep it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, number one, pay attention to your OGs in your life. Because a lot of the things that you're going to do, they did it. They knew somebody else that did it. They watched and failed themselves over and over till they got it right.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've mastered doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So they have an insight on how to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's picking their brain.
I do listen to my young folks too.
Well, that's both. A whole different side.
I do both because I be like, all right, what's coming? Especially my teenagers. What's coming? What y'all doing? What's working? Then I take that side too, my OGs, and I just kind of put it in the bulk. Cause so it be some stuff the OGs be like, man, that's stupid. I ain't doing that. I'm like, man, I'm watching over here. That junk working.
Oh, that's from a business perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, following the OG, you don't have to make the mistakes that the OG made.
Yep.
But looking at that next generation, because of the new things that are coming, like when I was growing up, pretty much grandma had me program the VCR, right? Because they didn't have. So that's what we are now. It's like, okay, now I'm talking to my children and my grandchildren on how to interact with the latest technology.
Yeah.
How to put it together. And what I've discovered is, in listening to them, if you can help them get where they're going, you got a whole world to open up in front of you.
So do you recommend people, like, I seen where some people go to college, get their degrees. I done seen where people go to school or whatever, then they go get their real estate license, get a real estate. Then I seen some people that just do it straight out of high school, go to a real estate, and they're successful too. Like, what do you recommend when it comes to that? Do you really need to go to college to do it, or is it more about strategy and you can go straight into it? Like, what's your thoughts?
Well, residential real estate a college degree is not a requirement.
Okay.
Okay. So, but being able to relate, being able to read, being able to write, you gotta know, right? You have to have some type of educational foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to assimilate.
Mm-hmm.
It's sales.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to, depending on the level of sales price and things like that you want to be at, if you want to sell, say, $1 million homes, who owns them? Who buys them?
People. Yeah.
So who do they hire? What type of people do they want to associate with? Then that's who you have to become.
Sounds like branding to me, sir.
Right. That's who you have to become. So regarding the educational piece, yeah, it can help you. I'm not saying don't do it, but this can pay for your college education. I know so many that have. I got a few agents that have worked for me over the years. They're brokers now, but they're attorneys. So they use their real estate business to pay for their law degree.
Well, I love real estate because real estate was my side hustle. It's still my little girlfriend on the side of real estate. Yeah,
it's your go-to for the extras.
So I always loved it. I got into it. I enjoy it. I love it. Things I love about real estate is, to me, it's a safe place to dump money. Because like every time I feel like when I buy a property, say I buy a property for $500,000, I do a deal. Okay, I don't want to put this money in the bank. It don't grow like I can drop it into this house. Then that might go up a couple $100,000 within like 4 years. And I always look at it as a safe place to drop money and to move money around, move stuff around. So that's what I liked about real estate. It was tangible. That I like the tangible piece. I'm not good. I did invest in the Bitcoins. I got some Bitcoin. My son does it. My kids is like 12 and 10 and 5. My 12-year-old, 10-year-old already be investing off Cash App. They always be like, Daddy, Mommy, can you Cash App me? Cash App me my allowance. Cash App me $10. Every time we say we're going to give them some money, they Cash App me. Because they got stock and all this stuff. They love buying stock and all that. Me, I buy stock and I'm into doing stocks, but I like real estate is still my favorite thing outside of me doing in the entertainment business. I love real estate. So it's just my thing. My kids be looking at it like, oh, that's cool. They more into the digital. I did not understand the buying of the coins of that crypto and stuff. Like, I did it. I still have some. Do I understand it? Absolutely not. I tried reading it, doing that. I don't get it.
Learning from it, right?
I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, real estate is a safe, tangible investment. And let's just think about every billionaire, millionaire has to dump money somewhere to obviously shelter from taxation, right? So if you're buying something that will probably increase in value, right? So you're making that investment because let's say you made $5 million this year, and then you're gonna have to pay taxes on that $5 unless you invested in something, right? So why not? They have REITs, real estate investment trusts. You've got so many vehicles that you can use to funnel your money through into the real estate industry, other than just going and buying it yourself. There's lots of different ways to formulate that transaction.
And that's why JayZ and Beyonce just spent that $200 million on that property. People didn't understand why, because go back that quarter and see what Jay made.
Yeah.
That's why they like, why would they buy that other property? Not far from. It's a reason.
Yeah.
Man, my CPA so cold. Man, because I know I didn't have some big tax bills, brother. Some big ones, and you should pay the best.
Yeah.
I'll say it like that. They take care of the business.
Here's the game. Learn from the best. You paying attention. Like at one point in time, I just used to pay our tax person blindly. And they earned their money. They were doing their job. And I was happy to pay them to do their job. But again, when you are a business person and you start paying attention, you go, that's all you did?
But it's no joke. Because, like, You know,
I mean,
I be getting my bookkeeper, get my profit loss sheets together. You know, all that stuff, and then the stuff I watch my CPA do.
Yeah.
Like people always talk about, because you know the kind of cars I drive and stuff
right.
like that. That's a write-off for me. I can write the whole vehicle off. You know what I'm saying? And because the way I conduct business, the way we do things, and it's like my wife always says this about me. It's so funny. She's like, well, even we go on trips and stuff, everything ain't a business. Everything. I'm like, we about to have a business meeting. You know, when we come here, this is a AT Network meeting or Ambulance or Thompson Holdings or something because, we writing this off. All these flights, I'm writing these flights off. I'm doing all this.
Everything is,
you know,
we're in business.
She always be like, everything ain't a, but now that she has Ambulance wine, now everything's business with her too.
No, she woke up. So, yeah, cause like, now that we're in a social media age, everything is a post. All of that is marketing and branding, right? So when you to wake up in the morning, get fresh, to come out of the house, have on your nice gear, that's an investment, because I have to look a certain way to project a certain image, so that I can do business and come here and sit with you.
Yeah.
Because today was an entire today is business, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're discussing business. This whole whatever you have it on, whatever we're wearing today, that's part of our investment into our business.
And you know what I'm wearing my upper roll tie.
You
know, go to
I gotta give me a upper roll tie.
TV. You know,
yep.
We got all the swag for you.
Okay.
You know,
so he gonna floss me before I leave, right? We gonna get flossed up with your gear before I walk out the door. We promo. we gonna promo a bottle it or something. Look, I brought my high class fashion model director, right?
Absolutely.
So you could intertwine, and again, that's more business, right?
Oh yeah,
that's the idea.
Absolutely, man. So it's so much I just be wanting to say when I talk to you, because like again, you gave me so much game. I want you to explain just a few basic stuff that you even taught me about, like titles and getting a clear title, because people don't understand some of this stuff. And then we'll go back, and I want to talk about what we just talked about, because this is something my wife and I have for our family is trust. We have family trust. Mm-hmm. But I want you to talk about clear titles. I want you to talk about how to get the down payment, because it's not always you bringing cash. You know, I know things change and all that type of stuff. But, you know, and then interest rates, just hit a few things that walking through the process, if you can just walk through the process a little bit and expound on what a few things are, I think that'd be helpful to the audience.
Okay. So let's hit that one. You started clear title, that kind of thing, right? So nothing's worse than getting in the middle of a transaction between a buyer and a seller and then find out that the seller really don't own the house.
My God.
So that's title, right? Mm-hmm. So that part of the business is actually having a title company. They get paid to do research to determine who's the true owner of a property. That's and then they will actually, after they do the research, they will actually, if you're in a transaction, they will insure that title, that deed. They'll insure it. They call it a warranty deed. They'll insure it. So meaning that it's got a policy on it that will guarantee that once this transaction closes, the end buyer is the owner of the house, and they will defend that ownership against anybody coming in to make a claim and say it was their house or it didn't belong or there was a lien on the property for whatever reason. Once they've searched it and cleared it, they'll guarantee it, so to speak, through a warranty deed. So having that thing done, having that piece of the business taken care of is very important. And I've seen so many people, that's another one of them disasters, you know, where a person actually paid somebody.
What's the usual cost to get that clear title? What does it go by?
Let's say it's a title search fee, right? The fees vary company to company, but you know, in that 200-ish kind of range, okay?
No matter what level property you're purchasing, it can be $1 million house, it can be a $40,000 house.
Well, per parcel.
Per parcel. That's how I want you
Right.
to get to.
Okay,
That's
per
why I was
parcel.
saying that. I want
Per
you
parcel.
to say it.
Because you can have,
In a parcel. Tell them what a parcel is, because I learned that from you.
okay, just, I'm not gonna break down the square footage, but
Yeah.
basically, in the city, because we're talking most of the people in the city, right? The lot that your house sitting on is considered a parcel. You know, so
But we're talking people globally. Just so you know.
globe. My bad.
But
My
go
bad.
ahead.
Okay, so a parcel that block you sitting on is a parcel and it's subdivided into lots. So that's how it goes.
Okay.
So you can actually own a few lots, and they may have not all been combined. So you might buy the house that you like in the city of Detroit, right? The owner might be selling his house, and he might have 2 or 3 lots on each side, right? So you're thinking, okay, cool, I got a few lots. But what if you did the purchase agreement, you were working by yourself, so you thought you were doing your thing, right? You discovered, yes, I see his name is on the house. But did you search the lots to determine, does he own those, or did he just put a fence around them? Because you can literally get away with that for a long, you can actually do that, and if nobody's following up or checking up, then you pretty much fenced up the whole block, right? You can get away with it. It takes
especially if you're cutting the grass.
Yeah, you cutting the grass,
The
you
city
shoveling
said
the
you
snow.
good.
They're
You
not
cut
gonna
the
bother
grass.
you if you don't bother them, especially if you paying the taxes.
Yeah.
Right. So, but that doesn't mean that they actually own it and are able to sell it to you. But you wouldn't know, because you figured, okay, he give me a good deal on it, and I'm gonna just buy it. So again, you talk to a pro who's gonna direct and coordinate that entire process for you. Yeah, you got to pay money for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, wouldn't you rather pay a pro than find out that you paid for the house and didn't get the lots?
Yeah. So let's switch over to, because I want to get this in too.
Okay.
Let's switch over to the trust. The real estate trust and the trust. Like, expand on that just a little bit on what that is and how you acquire those.
It's now that part. I don't do a lot of those because I'm selling the property to whatever it is, a trust or the individual or the company, the corp. But the trust is basically a shelter, and you're able to put your property under that so that in the event of your demise,
or being sued,
or that too, from liability, is sheltered separately away from you as a person. So Anthony walks up someone's steps and falls down the steps and tears all the carpet off of it, and the person want to sue him for tearing all the carpet off their steps. Right? So I'm reversing the scenario, but stuff like that happens, right?
Yeah.
So the person want to sue you and get you for everything you got because of the torn carpet. Well, the stuff that you own is the stuff that you probably have on at that moment, the tangibles that they can have. But if your property is sheltered under another entity like a trust or a corporation or a LLC, it's not Anthony's. It belongs to the entity, the company.
Own nothing, manage everything.
Bam.
Well, we're going to end it on that note.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming today. You gave me so much knowledge in the past, and I'm going to get so much more from you in the future. And you gave us some more today, and I thank you. Man, Verzell, you always been a great family man, a great father, and a great leader in our community, and we truly appreciate you, and we thank you for having the conversation with us today.
Cool. I appreciate being here, sharing the information. That's what we do.
All right, family.